I always come across these MSN lifestyle articles, and they have to do with either working out or health, fitness, etc. You know, basically the stuff we're all interested in. And I found this one pretty interesting. It's called, "If you're trying to lose weight, you should avoid these 6 proteins." And as I'm looking at this, I'm thinking this is geared more towards women than men, but I think it could be beneficial to actually both. And like it says here, so if you live an active lifestyle, you need an adequate amount of protein. And that's true. Obviously, the more active you are, the more protein you need. The less active, the less protein. But what makes me think this is geared towards women is right here that says by this dietitian, certified dietitian Leslie, says that no more than 20 to 30 grams of protein at each meal. And I always heard that you can eat, you know, basically 30 to 60 grams of protein at each meal if you built up like a tolerance to it and you had a big enough like workout schedule that allowed you to take in more protein. But there are definitely signs when you do take in too much protein. Like one thing that will happen to you if you take in too much protein is you will have a lot of excessive gas. And if you're having a lot of gas after you eat your meals with high protein, then you know you need to cut back on the protein. But it's saying, so these are the recommendations for women ages 19 to 70 and 46 grams of protein per day. Now we think, I bet you 46 grams is probably like the least amount of protein you can take in a day. And for active men that work out or are involved in sports or heavy fitness activity, you're probably looking at least minimum 100 grams, if not anywhere from 100 to 200, depending on your size and what your activity levels are. So as we scroll through and we look at the foods they say to avoid, so the first one says sugar yogurt. And that is true. A lot of yogurt has a lot of sugar in it. People, like, I love yogurt, and people see me eat it, and they always think, oh, well, you're eating really healthy, you're eating yogurt. Like this says, most yogurts, even Greek style, can contain more than 20 grams of sugar. And so there's a lot of sugar in yogurt. And Greek is usually the better yogurt of all the ones out there because Greek has twice the protein. And then there's that Oikos yogurt. That's the 3 times the amount of protein and less sugar. But that is one thing. A lot of people confuse it, yogurt as being a health food, but there is a lot of sugar in yogurt. The next thing they tell you to avoid is fried meats, and I think this goes for everyone. It's like anything fried is not good. Fried, like it says right here, eating a lot of fried foods can elevate blood pressure and cholesterol, both risk factors for heart disease. But fried food is just not good for you at all, and especially determines what type of oil you fry your food in. Like I love KFC chicken. I hardly ever eat it, but I'm sure it's not healthy. Of all the types of chicken out there, it's probably one of the worst. Like KFC and Popeye is probably one of the worst chickens out there because of the fried content. And even if you were to take the skin off, it's the meat's still been fried. So it's not the healthiest chicken. Like a healthier chicken, I think, would be grilled chicken and getting stuff like Pollo Loco chicken is pretty decent, or you grill your own chicken itself. But obviously this should be self-explanatory. Fried meats, that if you're trying to lose weight, you should avoid that protein. Next thing it lists is protein bars. Now that's funny because you're in a rush on the way to work and can't stop for a meal post-workout. Maybe you haven't had enough protein by the end of the day, so you reach for those processed protein bars. And what it's saying here is, since they're processed, you'll find tons of harmful ingredients like partially hydrated oils, food coloring, high fructose corn syrup, sugar alcohols, and artificial sweeteners. And even if you get the ones that are sugar-free that they make with sucralose, a lot of protein bars have sucralose in them, but just like I said, you think the name protein bars, you're thinking, ooh, this is healthy. But usually, like, most of them are crap, especially like the Cliff bars are trash. And the Cliff bars were like one of the first type of protein bars out there. Like, I like the Kind bars, but they're like candy bars in a way. And they have a higher protein content than, say, candy, but it's still processed. And I think that's a key. Anything processed usually isn't that good for you, no matter whether it's protein bars or chips. Okay, so then they're saying the next thing they list is standard peanut butter. Like, a lot of people don't know that a lot of the peanut butter, like this Skippy brand, a lot of this stuff, unless it says all natural, usually the typical peanut butters they sell at Ralph's and other grocery stores are filled with hydrogenated oils that they put in there to make it taste better and to make it creamier. And when I buy peanut butter. I buy the generic one where literally, like it says in this article right here, it says the first ingredient should always be peanuts. The only other ingredient should be salt. And there should be no oils or corn syrup solids or sugar in there. And I think that's true. So, and you can find, like I said, Ralph's has their generic brand that's literally just all peanuts and oil. And you could tell that it doesn't have the hydrogenated oil in it, because when you buy it, it has that pool of oil at the top that you have to mix it in when you first open it, and it's a pain in the butt to do. But that right there is the first sign you're getting the good peanut butter and not the crappy peanut butter. And like I said, when people think peanut butter, they think, oh, peanut butter is healthy. But obviously not all peanut butter. Then the next thing they mention here is farm salmon. So it's funny because all these things you think are healthy, and farm salmon's probably still better than, say, beef. But like what it's saying here is salmon obviously is an incredible health superfood. It's filled with omega-3s, fats, high in protein, delicious. But depends on where you source the salmon. And it says salmon raised on fish farms were laced with far more toxic chemicals than their wild breeding. And I'd be wondering about this because depending on where they fish the wild salmon from, it's like, you know, I live in LA, and if you caught a salmon out in the Santa Monica Bay there, I don't know if I'd want to eat it. I mean, that's some pretty dirty water. And it says right here, if you're eating farm-raised salmon, you may be getting plenty of omega-3s, but also more saturated fat than caught in the wild. I think this one's a little iffy. You should always check where any of your meat comes from. Some meat is definitely better than other meat. And let's see, so then the last thing they mention is processed meats. This whole article was about if you're trying to lose weight, you should avoid these 6 proteins. I think whether you're trying to lose weight or just be healthy, you should avoid all these things. Processed meats are the worst things there are. Like this, it says this includes deli meat, sausages, hot dogs, salami, and bacon. And there are better ways to find protein for your salad, especially since the sodium overload in deli meat may make you overeat, dehydrate, bloat you, etc. But yeah, processed meats are crap. You should never eat processed meats ever for anything. It should all be straight up, strictly full meats, and if you can, organic meats. These should be no-brainers, but you'd be surprised the fact that they're writing this article and they're putting it out there on MSN. It tells you that a lot of people don't know this stuff. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Go ahead and subscribe if you're not already subscribed. If you have any other suggestions of things that people think are healthy for them when they're actually not, go ahead and leave that also in the comment section. And I will catch you guys in the next video.
MrYorkieLoverFitness.com